Okay, so let's have the next lesson number 10, computing measures of central tendency. So I know some of you or most of you are already familiar with this lesson kasi napag-aralan niyo to during your statistics and probability. Nandyan si mean, median, at saka si mode. Lesson objectives: at the end of this module, you should be able to first, compute measures of central tendency from ungroup and group data. And second, identify the appropriate measures of central tendency for the given set of data. So productivity tip, energize yourself, check your calculator if everything works well, give enough time to understand the computation process, set reminders for when to start studying for tests. This might be a long discussion. So your parents give you allowance. How much do you spend how much do you spend per day? So what is the average number of hours you spend on your phone, browsing on social media? How many hours of sleep you take every day? These are few questions that can be answered using the concept of average or most probable middle value. A measure of central tendency is a single value that attempts to describe a set of data by identifying the central position within the set of data. So in this module, you will learn how to compute the central tendencies, the mean, median, and the mode. In statistics, the three most common measures of central tendency are the mean, median, and mode. So each of these measures calculates the location of central point using a direct method, a different method. Okay, so let's have first the mean. So this is this is second column. This is how you compute the mean for the ungrouped data. Tapos dun sa last column, this is how you compute the mean for group data. So, naman pagkakaiba ni ungroup sa ni group? Si ungroup, yun yung parang yung activity ninyo sa frequency distribution table. Yung i-arrange ninyo from lowest to highest. So, given set of data pa lang siya, hindi siya naka-arrange. But, if it's group data, naka-frequency distribution table na siya. Okay? So, for the mean of the ungrouped data, it is the average. So, di ba pag average, ang gagawin nyo lang, i-add ninyo yung given set of data, tapos divide niyo kung ilan yon. To describe the middle of a set of data that does not have an outlier. So, for arithmetic mean, ito yung symbol for that. Yung x na meron siyang guhit sa taas. So, this is arithmetic mean is equal to the summation. Okay, so this sign na parang letter E is summation. Ibig sabihin, total. The summation of x divided by n. And then for weighted mean, so yun, W tapos x. So this is the symbol for weighted mean. That is equal to the summation of x times y divided by the summation of W pala. X times W divided by summation of W. And then for group data in frequency distribution table, ang kinocompute dun is the population mean. Kasi di ba naka-arrange na siya in 2 plus intervals. So for the population mean, this is the symbol, yung parang letter U. Okay, so tandaan yung pagkakaiba. This is arithmetic mean and this is population mean. That is equal to summation of the f of x divided by n. wherein si F doon is the frequency of the class, and then the class mark of the class is yung X, N is the sample size, and yung big letter N, that is the population size. So pag population mean, ito, that population mean is equal to summation of F times X divided by N, which is the population size pag capital letter. And then for sample mean naman, okay, so the same with arithmetic mean. So mean is sample mean is equal to summation of F times X divided by, pag small letter N, that is only for sample size. Next, we have the median. So median, mid, nasa gitna, middle. This is the middle value for ungrouped data. This is the middle value in a array set. So describe the middle of a set of data that does have an outlier. So MD, this is the use symbol for that. MD or DX na meron siyang parang this one. Arrow na nakaturo sa taas. And then we have for group data. Okay, so this is the median is equal to LCB, or the lower class boundary of the middle of the median class, plus C times N, which is the sample size, divided by 2 minus the less than cumulative frequency of the median class. Ito yung formula. So median class, MD, that is the class interval, wherein the less than CF is greater than or equal to N over 2 for the first time. And then the lower class boundary of the median class, yan, LCB, tas nasa baba si MB. And then C is the class size. This is the length of the class interval. And N is equal to the sample size. And then FMD, okay, that is the frequency of the median class. And lastly, we have the less than CFB. So that is less than cumulative frequency before the median class. Next, we have the mode. For the mode naman, for ungrouped data, most frequent value. So yun yung pinakamaraming value in a given set of ungrouped data. So when the data is non-numeric, or when asked to choose the most popular item. Kung hindi naman numeric yung given na data, kung ano yung pinakamarami. So for example, sa brands, kung pinakamarami yung pet shop, so yun yung magiging mode. And this is the symbol, MO, or yung X raised to 0. For group data naman, okay, so mode, yan, X raised to 0, that's the symbol. Mode is equal to LCB MO plus C times the frequency of the mode minus the frequency before the modal class divided by 2 times the frequency of the modal class minus the frequency before the modal class minus the frequency after the modal class. So, ang haba ng formula. So, pag B yung nakita ninyo, that's before the modal class. Tapos, pag A, after the modal class. Okay, so LCB, lower class boundary of the modal class. Pag MD yun, lower class boundary of the, ayan, median class naman. Okay, so that's for the mode. So let's have the first example. So let's try to find the mean, median, and mode for the following list of values. This is for ungrouped data. Ganyan pag ungrouped data, given lang yung mga datas. Hindi pa siya naka-arrange, hindi siya naka-table. So, the mean is, ang gagawin nyo lang, i-add ninyo lahat to. Itong given na data. 8 plus 9 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11, 12, and then 13. And before pala kayo mag-solve, i-arrange nyo muna yung given set of data from lowest to highest. So, if you notice yung given naman dyan, naka-arrange na siya from lowest to highest. If pag hindi, you just need to arrange from the lowest value to the highest value. So, add nyo lang lahat yan. Pag mean, averaging. So, 8 plus 9 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 12 plus 13 divided by, ilan yung n natin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So, divided by 10. So, that is 105 divided by 10, and that is equal to 10.5. So, this is the mean of our ungrouped data. And then, for the median, so, naka-arrange siya, di ba? From lowest to highest. Since 10 yung sample size na yung datas natin, so ang magiging middle dyan, wala tayong gitna kasi even number siya. 10. 10 is an even number. So therefore, to get the median, kunin niyo yung dalawang nasa gitna. If it's 11, 11 to, lahat, kunin niyo yung pang-anim kasi yun yung nasa gitna ng 11, nasa gitna ng datas. But this time, since 10, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, nasa gitna si 10 at saka si 11. So, ang gagawin nyo lang, you just need to divide this, add this 2 and then divide by 2. So, 10 plus 11, that is 21. Tapos, divide nyo by 2. Kaya, dinivide by 2. 10 plus 11 divided by 2. So, 10 plus 11, that is equal to 21 divided by 2. That is equal to 10.5. And for the mode, so, tingnan nyo yung repeating numbers. So, we have 10, di ba? Si 10 saka si 11. Si 10, tatlo din. Tapos si 11, tatlo din. So, parehas sila. So, since parehas sila ng bilang, so they are the mode of the given set of data. So, mode is equal to 10 and 11. So, ang tawag dito is bimodal. Pag tatlo, trimodal. Pag 4 and up, it is a multimodal. Okay, so questions? So that's how you find the mean, median, and mode for ungrouped data. Arrange first the values from the lowest to the highest value, and for the mean, just add all the given data and divide by n, or the number of data. For the median, pag even numbers, yung sample size natin for the n. So we just need to get the two middle numbers and divide by 2. Add lang natin, divide by 2. And for mode naman, okay, so just look for the given set of data. Tingnan nyo yung pinakamadami na nauulit doon sa given set of data. If dalawa, isulat nyo yun kung pareha sila ng bilang doon sa given. And how about naman in finding the mean of a group of data? So consider the frequency distribution table of the urine amylase of 42 patients. Solve for the mean, median, and mode. So round off your answer to 2 decimal places. So most probably ang magiging sagot nyo dito are decimals. Kasi nga, naka-decimal form yung X at saka yung LCB natin. And naka-arrange naman na siya. And ang median natin, or the median class kasi naka-class interval with the classes. That's 30 to 39. Yun yung nasa middle part. And the modal class is the 40 to 49. Kasi yun yung may highest frequency. So if you notice sa frequency, we have 5, 8, 11, 12, 6. So pinakamataas si 12. So yun yung may pinakamadaming frequency. So before you start solving the different measures of central tendency, make sure to fill up, if not given, the parts of the frequency distribution table that are needed for the computation. So in this example, since the class mark, yung big letter na X, and then si lower class boundaries, LCB, and the less than cumulative frequency, or the less than CF, are already given, you will only need to add a column for fx, meaning you determine the product for each frequency and the class mark. So fx, f times x. So i-multiply nyo lang yung bawat frequency and class mark. Then write the sum on the last row. So now you proceed by applying the formula. So, solve natin sa whiteboard.